Hello, students. Welcome to Pramati Hillview Academy digital class. Today I'm going to take up the second part of the chapter, The Sound of Music. In this video, I'm going to let you know about one of the greatest Shehnai players and beloved Ustad Bismillah Khan. Dear students, as I said, this lesson is about Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was a renowned Shehnai player in India. He is a legend because he did something which has historical significance. He played Shehnai on the day India got independence in 1947, August 15. He played Shehnai at the Red Fort before Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Before Jawaharlal Nehru gave his speech, Bismillah Khan played the Shehnai in order to signify something auspicious. Dear students, let us look into the chapter The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called Poongi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Dear students, banned means prohibited, shrill means very sharp, unpleasant means something that you dislike. Dear students, Poongi was a musical instrument, the predecessor of the Shehnai. When the Mughals ruled India, before the Britishers came, there was a very famous Mughal ruler called Aurangzeb. He did not allow the Poongi to be played in his royal residence because he felt that it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Poongi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Dear students, generic name means a name given to a class or group as a whole. Generic name means the scientific name or a broad classification of something. Reeded means wind instruments which have reeds like the flute, the clarinet, etc. Dear students, here the author has tried to say that any musical instrument which is made with reeds, like we have flutes, clarinets, they all are classified as Poongi. So, Poongi is a broad term for any type of instrument which uses wind to produce sound. Few had thought it would one day be revived. Revived means students brought back to life. As Aurangzeb banned all these reeded noisemakers, no one thought that one day such noisemakers, such instruments which made unpleasant sound would be played and their sound would be liked by the audience. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the Poongi. Dear students, tonal quality means sound. As the Poongi had an unpleasant sound, there was a barber who belonged to a family of professional musicians. And he wanted to play the Poongi, but he knew that the sound produced by Poongi was unpleasant, and so he decided to improve the sound. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the Poongi and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe, hollow, empty from inside. The barber took a pipe which was a hollow stem. It was longer and broader than the Poongi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Dear students, if you have seen a flute, it is something like that. It is a pipe which is hollow from inside and has holes on it. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. Then he blew air into the pipe and closed and opened different holes. He found that soft and melodious sounds were produced when he did like this. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. When the barber played this instrument before royalty, everyone was impressed. The instrument, so different from the Poongi, had to be given a new name. The royal court thought that this instrument was different from the Poongi, and so it should have a different name also. As the story goes, since it was first played in Shah's chambers and was played by Nai, the instrument was named Shahnai. The sound of the Shahnai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious means promising to bring good fortune. There is a story behind name given to this instrument. This instrument was played for the first time in the royal residence of the Shah. Do you remember? Shah was a name given to the king. As the Nai, that is the Indian term used for a barber, played it for the first time, so they called it Shahnai. The sound which was produced by Shahnai was considered to be a good omen, and so it was played on good occasions. And for this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. Indispensable means without which a piece of work cannot be done, something which is necessary. In the past, the Shanai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Ensembles means ensembles are also called as ensemble means things, but here they are considered as a group. The Shanai was a part of the Naubat. Naubat is an Urdu word and it means traditional ensemble, that means a traditional group of 9 musical instruments. These musical instruments were played at the royal court and Shanai was also a part of Naubat. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near pond in the ancient estate of Damrun in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Biharji temple to sing the Bhojapuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. Laddu are spear-shaped sweets originated in the Indian subcontinent. The Shahnai was played at the king's court, in temples, and at weddings. It was used on stage in performances, and the credit for that goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, who was a legendary Shahnai player, and people wanted to hear him play the Shahnai. When Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he lived in an old estate named Damrun in present day Bihar state. He used to play Gilli Danda, an old sport quite similar to cricket. Bismillah Khan would go to the nearby Biharji temple. Although Bismillah Khan was a Muslim, he would go to the temple and he would sing this song Chaita in Bhojpuri language. When he would finish reciting the song, he would get a big laddu as reward, and the weight of that laddu was 1.25 kg. This was a prize given to Bismillah Khan by local Maharaja for singing the Chaita. This happened 80 years ago. And the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Here, the writer says that this incident occurred when Bismillah was 5 years old, that he would get this laddu as a reward, and after 80 years, Bismillah Khan earned the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So, this is the distance that he has travelled in his life. At 5 years of age, he would get a 1.25 kg laddu as a reward, and at 80, he achieved the highest civilian award in India, that is the Bharat Ratna. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well known family of musicians from Bihar. Here, author says that Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916 in a family of musicians in Bihar. His grandfather Rasul Baks Khan was the Shahnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's court. His father, Paigambar Baks, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shahnai players. Dear students, paternal ancestors means ancestors of the father. The lineage on his father's side was full of great Shahnai players. We can say that Bismillah Khan ji acquired the skill of playing the Shahnai from his ancestors. His grandfather was a great Shahnai player. He played the Shahnai in the court of Bhojpur king. His father and all paternal ancestors were also great Shahnai players. The young boy took to music early in life. Bismillah Khan ji also started learning music at an early age. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, now it is called as Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practicing the Shahnai. When Bismillah Khan ji was just 3 years old, his mother took him to her parents' house, that means to his maternal uncle's house. They were living in Benares, and when Bismillah Khan saw his maternal uncles playing the Shahnai, he was attracted towards them, and he also wanted to learn playing it. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle, Ali Baks, to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Baks was employed to play the Shahnai. Bismillah Khan started going with his uncle, Ali Baks, to the Vishnu temple in Benares. Ali Baks was on a duty to play the Shahnai at the Vishnu temple of Benares. Ali Baks would play the Shahnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Captivated means attracted. On end means for a very long time without stopping or continuously. When Bismillah Khan saw his uncle Ali Baks playing the Shahnai, he got attracted towards it that he would sit there for hours listening to him play the Shahnai. Slowly, he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. Gradually, Bismillah Khan also started learning and playing the Shahnai, and he would practice throughout the day. He never got tired. He was so captivated by the Shahnai. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangalamaya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts where he could practice in solitude. Means, for many years, Ustad Bismillah Khan remained in Benares. He would visit the temple of Balaji, temple of Mangalamaya, and would remain on the bank of river Ganga. He would practice playing the Shehnai all by himself in all these places. The flowing waters of Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. Here we come to know about the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was so inspired and motivated by the river Ganga. It motivated him to improve his performance and also invent many ragas and invented many ragas that were considered impossible to be produced by a Shehnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan worked hard and invented different sounds with the Shehnai. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. When Bismillah Khan was 14 years of age, he accompanied his maternal uncle, Ali Bux, to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." Dear students, a recital means performance. Ustad Fayaz Khan was a renowned classical vocalist. He was impressed by Ustad Khan's performance and said that if he would work hard like that, he would make a name in the field of music. With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio. When the All India Radio started its radio station at Lucknow, Ustad Bismillah Khan started performing from there. Often, his Shehnai performance would be on air. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. Means Ustad Bismillah Khan was the first Indian to greet the entire nation through his Shehnai. He played the Shehnai from the Red Fort on his memorable occasion. He poured his heart out into rock coffee from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. The rag that was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan on the occasion of independence of India was Rock Coffee. He played it from the Red Fort. After his performance, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his famous speech Tryst with Destiny. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. Dear students, taken in by means attracted or charmed by. Souvenir means things given in memory of a place, person, or event. Bismillah Khan gave many performances in India and abroad. Some of them are really memorable, like the one at Afghanistan. The king of Afghanistan, King Zahir Shah, really liked Bismillah Khan's performance, and he gifted him many things which were made in Afghanistan, like Persian carpets, etc. So that Ustad Bismillah Khan would remember his first visit abroad, that was to Afghanistan. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Gunj Uti Shahnai. There were many other people also who were attracted to his Shahnai's music. Gunjwati Shahnai was the name of a Hindi movie. It was made by Vijay Bhatt. He was a film director and he really liked the sound of the Shahnai played by Bismillah Khan. And that is why he named this movie as Gunj Uti Shahnai. The film was a hit and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ko Kilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a national-wide chart buster. Dear students, chart buster means record breaker. Means there was a song in movie Gunjuti Shahnai named Dil Ko Kilana Hai Toot Gaya. It was composed by Bismillah Khan and that song became a chart buster. It broke all records. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Gunjuti Shahnai and Vikram Srinivasa's Kannada venture Sanadi Appanna. Celluloid means old-fashioned way of referring to films. Venture means project that often involves risk, something which has a lot of risk. Although this song was a chart buster, Bismillah Khan got a lot of success in this film. But he composed music only for two films. The names of the movies were Gunjuti Shahnai, it was made by Vijay Bhatt, and a Kannada movie made by Vikram Srinivas called Sanadi Appanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. Ustad Bismillah Khan would say that he did not like the artificial world of films and the glamour that was there in the film world. That was why he did not compose music for many movies. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Dear students, thick and fast means he got a lot of awards and was recognized at many places. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. Bismillah Khan ji performed all over the world. He performed in United States of America at the Lincoln Center Hall. He performed in Montreal, Australia in the World Exposition. He performed at the Cannes Art Festival and he also performed in Japan at Osaka Trade Fair. So well did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him. Tahar Musiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. Tehran is located in Iran. Bismillah Khan was so famous that he is famous all over the world. In Tehran, an auditorium has been named after him. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. Dear students, conferred means given, usually an award or a degree. Means the great Ustad Bismillah Khan has been awarded with these national awards. Not many people can get these many awards. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. That is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." Dear students, coveted means much desired. When Ustad Bismillah Khan received India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, that too in the year 2001, his eyes were shining. He was very happy because his hard work had been recognized and he gave an important message to the country. He told all the Indians to teach music to their children because music is the richest tradition of India. He said that even the Western countries wanted to learn India's music. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Konsab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Damrun, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. Although Ustad Bismillah Khan ji had traveled all over the world, he was given so much respect and recognition, he remained rooted. Banaras, where he learned music, and Damrun, where he was born and brought up, were the two most wonderful towns of the world for him. He was so down to earth that although he had traveled all over the world, still he was attached to his birthplace. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shanghai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Dear students, replicating means making a copy of something. There was a student of Ustad Bismillah Khan, and he wanted Ustad Bismillah Khan to set up a Shahnai school in USA. He promised that he would recreate the temple of Banaras in America for his guru, as he would miss it. Ustad Bismillah Khan was attached to river Ganga also. So he asked his student whether he would transport river Ganga also. So he wanted to say that he could not leave India. He was not only attached to temples but also to the river Ganga. Later he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique Mata of Damarun." Dear students, yearning means longing, having a desire for something. Ustad Bismillah Khan said that whenever he visited any foreign country, he longed to see India. He wanted to return to India. And then he says that when he was in India, in Mumbai, he yearned to visit Banaras and the Ganga river. And when he was in Banaras, he missed his birthplace Damrun and the Mata where he sang Chaita and was rewarded with the laddu of 1.25 kg weight by the local Maharaja. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Dear students, devout means believing strongly in a religion and obeying its laws and following its practices. Here the writer says that Ustad Bismillah Khan was a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. His work was beyond the religion barriers. Although he was a strict Muslim, he followed the Muslim laws, but every morning he would play the Shehnai at the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which was a Hindu temple. This shows that he did not have the barriers of religion in his mind. He was a true Indian. He considered music to be India's richest cultural heritage. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. Ustad Bismillah Khan had been ill for a long time and he died on 21st August 2006. He was 90 at that time. The entire country mourned the death of the legendary musician. There was a holiday for one day and he was given a state funeral. Dear students, through the life and achievements of Bismillah Khan, the celebrated Shahnai player, the writer teaches us an important lesson that Indian music and culture has a very rich and secular tradition. It's a tradition that has been enhanced and enriched through centuries by great musicians like Bismillah Khan. The chapter also gives the message of patriotism and secularism. Dear children, I hope you all have enjoyed this chapter. I'm going to come up with another video. Until then, bye.